guys, I'm Steph and welcome back to my beauty stash. Today we're going to be talking all about cream blush and maybe even a liquid blush because I think I have a liquid blush that I'm going to show you guys today. But I want to share with you guys some of my recommendations for both normal to oily skin and dry skin on what cream blushes I think would best suit your skin type. Now, I have quite a few cream blushes in my stash, but I wanted to narrow this down to like 3 or 4 different cream blushes for each different skin type. The good thing about all of you normal skin beauties out there is that any one of these cream blushes and or liquid blushes are gonna work for you. Now, I know when it comes to oily skin, dry skin, combination skin, that's where things can get a little tricky. So I am hopefully going to help you guys make the best buying decision when it comes down to cream blush, because cream blush is definitely having its moment right now. And I think it deserves a little bit more discussion. And I know some of you out there might be wondering, well, which one would be best for me? So hopefully we can answer those questions together here in this video. I will have all of the blushes that I am mentioning linked in the description box down below. Some of those links might be affiliate links. So if you do end up purchasing, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. This look that you see right here is going to be on my Instagram reels probably the same day that this video goes up. So definitely be on the lookout for that. It is all drugstore makeup. Well, at least the eye look. The eye look is all Wet n Wild to be exact. So let's get started with finding the perfect cream blush for your skin type. All right, so first let's talk about oily skin types and cream blush. A couple things that I do want to mention before I start showing you the products that I'm going to recommend to you guys. Don't be afraid to powder down your face prior to applying cream blush. Most of these cream blushes are gonna work beautifully on top of setting powder. Now, usually what I'll do on this area of my face, I don't necessarily go in with my loose setting powder, although sometimes I do, but I don't always like dip into the loose setting powder with my damp beauty sponge and pat all over. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. What I have been enjoying lately is using a pressed translucent setting powder. This one is from LYS Beauty, and this is the Triple Fix pressed setting powder. You can find this one at Sephora. And so all I'll do is I'll get a large fluffy brush, dip into the powder, pat it lightly all over my cheeks, and then I'll go in with maybe a cream bronzer or a powder bronzer, and then my cream blush on top of all of that. So all the products that I'm going to show you work just fine applying it that way. Now, there is one brush that I do want to recommend that you guys pick up. It is super affordable. It is from e.l.f. and this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush brush. It is a small stippling brush. You can see that the bristles, they kind of have some spikes on it. Guys, this is only $6. You can find it at Ulta. You can find it on the e.l.f. website. You might even be able to find it at Walmart or Target. I just haven't checked there. But this is definitely worth picking up. If you can get 2, pick up 2. I love it. I use this brush with all the products that I'm going to show you. And the last thing that I want to mention for oily skin types is you can set your cream blush with a traditional powder blush that is very similar in shade. Or you can go in with your pressed powder and a large fluffy brush and just lightly pat over it, and then ever so slightly just add a little bit more to kind of build up those areas that you really want to pop. Doing it that way will really help the blush stay intact for a good workday's wear, and it'll prevent it from fading and just rubbing off on your mask. So those were the quick tips I wanted to mention for my oily skin beauties out there before we dive into the blushes that I'm going to recommend for my full-on oily skin beauties. Again, normal skin types, any one of these blushes is going to work just fine for you. I am a normal to oily skin type, and I'm oily primarily in my T-zone and a little bit right here in this area, and then I'm normal everywhere else on my face. So I have no trouble using any one of these blushes, but for you that are full on oily, these are the ones that I highly recommend. First up is from the drugstore, and that is the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. I love these beauties right here. I think e.l.f. just did an amazing job creating these putty blushes. These do provide a matte finish. They come in 8 different shades and they retail for $6. The shades I have here, and I didn't pick any particular shades, I just picked a couple different ones at random. This one is in the shade Bahamas and this one is in the shade Caribbean. Again, 8 different shades to choose from. I love these blushes because first and foremost, they're super affordable at $6. They come in a wide array of shades and they last. They last all day long on my normal to oily skin. Now, again, I use the Putty Blush brush to apply these putty blushes and it blends out the blush beautifully. These do go on nicely on top of setting powder, on top of powder, bronzer, whatever you have going on already on your face. Use your e.l.f. Putty Blush brush to apply them. You're gonna get a great application that's gonna be buildable and that's going to last. Better yet, it is not gonna cause any excess oiliness and it's not gonna accentuate any texture or pores. These just glide on beautifully and they last a good workday's wear. Next up, we have the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Cream Blushes. I have 2 shades in these. I have the shade Nearly Berry, and then I also have the shade Nearly Apricot. Again, not showing you any specific shades. You do whatever shade you need for whatever look you're creating, but these from Rare Beauty are absolutely stunning. First and foremost, the packaging. I just want to give a quick shout out to that because I have them on display here in my beauty room and they look like little pink rocks sitting on my shelves. This was just one of the first things that I noticed about this product when I purchased it. Beautiful presentation. But going back to how it's going to work on oily skin, these Stay Vulnerable cream blushes are a satin finish. So you're still gonna get that mattifying effect with a slight glow, like a lit from within glow. Nothing with shimmer, nothing with glitter, nothing that's gonna cause excess oiliness to the skin. It's just gonna be a very subtle sheen. Now I'm just gonna swatch this one really quick on the back of my hand, and you're gonna see that it does look pretty matte, but there's ever so slightly a little sheen to it. And this one is in the shade Nearly Berry. I'm just gonna kind of blend it out here because I think you can see the sheen a little bit better when I do that. You see right there when the light kind of catches it. It looks really, really pretty on the skin. These do get me a good workday's wear. I use my e.l.f. Putty Blush brush to apply them. They go on beautifully on top of setting powder and I have no problems blending these out. Like these blend out like a dream no matter what I have going on underneath. Definitely recommend these. I want to say these retail for about $20, $22. You can find Rare Beauty at Sephora. Next up is a recent find, and this is from LYS Beauty, which stands for Love Yourself. This is a new, clean, female Black-owned beauty brand at Sephora, and I picked up one of the cream blushes when I was reviewing the entire collection. This one is in the shade Confident. Guys, I've been reaching for this so much since I picked it up, since I reviewed it on my channel. This is like the perfect shade for me. Like this shade goes with just about any look I'm going to create. And I'm actually wearing this one today. I have it more so here on the apples of my cheeks, and then I'll tell you what I have going up towards my cheekbone. But this stays. This lasts all day, looks gorgeous, applies beautifully, again with my e.l.f. Putty Blush brush. This is also a satin finish. So I'm gonna swatch it next to the Rare Beauty one. Again, these are different in shades, but they are both really, really pretty on the skin. So you can see this one is the LYS and that is the Rare Beauty one. But there is that ever so slight sheen, but it's still matte. It's not gonna cause you to get excess oily. And again, if you feel like you're gonna get that excess oil coming through, lightly dust some pressed translucent powder over it, or go over it with a corresponding powder blush to really lock in that pigment. But this one from LYS Beauty is really, really pretty. I want to say they have like 6 different shades in this cream blush, and it retails for $16, I believe, $16 or $18. It's definitely under 20. And the full name of this blush is called Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush. Again, this is the shade Confident. And last but not least, for my oily skin beauties out there is Natasha Denona. Now, I have a couple of different Natasha Denona cream blush palettes, but this is the newest one to my stash. So this is the one I pulled for today's video. This is the Love Cheek Duo that was released for Valentine's Day 2021. This is obviously the highlighter here, but this is what we're focusing on today. And this is the cream blush in the shade Pink Coral. Beautiful, beautiful blush that looks gorgeous on the skin. So this one from Natasha Denona also has like a matte satin finish the way these other blushes do. Really, really pretty. It does a good job of lasting a good workday's wear, and it does keep its pigmentation. So the only downside about these Natasha Denona blushes is that you can buy them individually. You do have to pick them up in the palette they come with. So for example, this one was the Valentine's Day collection for 2021. Again, this is the Love Cheek Duo. And then the one that came out last year was actually a quad where you got 2 blushes. One of them was a cream. You actually got a cream highlighter and a couple powder highlights in that one. And those are available on the Sephora website as well as the Natasha Denona website. But that's the only downside about those blushes, is that you can't pick them up in singles. But her formula is really, really great. And the shades that she does release are pretty much complementary to any skin tone. And this formula does work really well for oily skin types. So now let's talk about cream blush for dry skin. I have, let's see, I have 4 different brands that I'm going to recommend to you guys. First up is from Tower 28. They recently released 3 new shades of their Beach Please Tinted Lip and Cheek Balm, Luminous Tinted Lip and Cheek Balm. And of course, I picked them up, and these are 2 of their new shades. This one is Rush Hour, which I think is my favorite. It's just like a very pretty peachy blush. And then the second one that I have here, this one is called After Hours. And I'm actually wearing this one right in this area up here. So I did pair this with the LYS Beauty one that I just told you about. But I have the Tower 28 going on right up here since it is a darker shade than the LYS one is. These blushes are amazing. They are super, super creamy, and they are definitely luminous. And there you can see what After Hours looks like. You can definitely see that it is luminous. It's definitely more creamy than the other ones that I showed you for oily skin. And this is definitely going to be hydrating as well. Again, you can use this on your lips too. I don't tend to do that. I just keep it on my cheeks. But it's definitely going to provide a nice, beautiful, healthy glow to your dry skin. I cannot say enough good things about these Tower 28 Beach Please little tinted balms. This is a clean beauty brand at Sephora. These little blushes retail for about $20, and they do come in around 7 or 8 different shades. Again, I picked up their new releases. This shade right here is a recent release. This shade is called After Hours. But again, if you're on the drier side of skin types, I highly recommend these Tower 28 Beach Please Luminous Tinted Lip and Cheek Balms. Next up is Fenty Beauty, and these are the Freestyle Cheeks Out Cream Blushes. I have 2 shades. I have Fenty Glow and I have Crush on Cupid. Crush on Cupid I've had for almost a year now, and I just want to quickly show you this one because it is still as creamy, as pigmented. It performs the exact same way as it did when I initially purchased it. And I'm going to go ahead and just swatch it back here so you can kind of get an idea of how this is going to look in case you've never tried this one. You can find these for $20 on the Sephora website. They do come in a lot of different shades. But this is what Crush on Cupid looks like swatched. And I just want to show you the finish. This does say it's going to provide a natural finish to the skin, although I think I see a nice luminosity there. I definitely think you're going to get a nice glow from this one. And those of you with dry skin, it is not going to accentuate any texture. At least it doesn't on my skin. And it doesn't, you know, accentuate my pores or anything like that. You can blend this one out with your fingers. But again, I love the e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush. And with all the shades that Fenty has to offer us in these Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blushes, you're definitely going to find one that's going to be perfect to complement your skin tone, to complement whatever eye look you got going on, but they're going to blend out beautifully on top of your skin. They're going to be creamy, hydrating, buildable, and these last. Like, these definitely keep their pigment for a good workday's wear. Next up is from the drugstore, and this is from Honest Beauty, and this is the Cream Cheek Blush, and I have the shade Penny Pink in this one. That is what it looks like. Like the Fenty Crush on Cupid, I've had this one for almost a year now. It has not dried out. It hasn't gotten like any funky texture or anything in the pan. It has just performed so well for me this last year that I've had it. This is in the shade Penny Pink. Now, this one does say it has a dewy finish, and I can definitely see that, but I think it's very similar in finish to the Fenty one. What do you guys think? These blushes from Honest Beauty, they definitely have a cult following. They've been out for a few years now, and so many people enjoy using them, and for good reason. They're very hydrating. They're very easy to blend. You can build them up. You can sheer them out, and they last. They are really, really pretty on the skin. These aren't going to accentuate any dry patches or texture, pores, anything like that. They're just going to blend beautifully and give you that beautiful lit from within glow. Now, I picked mine up on the Ulta Beauty website, and there's only 2 shades available on the website. They do retail for $13, and of course you have the mirror here as well, but you might be able to find more shades on the Honest Beauty website. I'm not entirely sure, have not checked, but on the Ulta Beauty website, there are 2 shades, and this one in Penny Pink is one of them. Again, dry skin beauties out there, this is going to be a great blush that you can pick up at the drugstore from Honest Beauty. And last but not least, we're going to talk about liquid blush that performs just the way the cream blush would, except it's in different packaging. These are from Flower Beauty, and these are their blush bombs. I have the shade Melon, and I have the shade Pinched, and I'm going to show you what Pinch looks like. Since I have 2 bright ones already on the back of my hand, let's do a neutral one. But this is what the tube looks like. Really cute packaging on these. So let's just put a little bit back here, and there's the shade Pinched right there. Let me go ahead and blend this out. These are probably going to be my favorite for all of you dry skin beauties out there, just because they're ultra creamy, super hydrating, and look at that gorgeous glow it's going to give you. Again, these can be sheared out or built up depending on your desired pigmentation, but these definitely are going to provide a gorgeous radiant finish to the skin. Like the Tower 28 Beauty, these are just so ultra creamy and just, I mean, very, very easy to blend. I think I would recommend using my fingers for these Flower Cheek Balm blushes, just because it is a liquid, but feel free to use that Putty Blush brush afterwards just to make sure you get that seamless blend. But yeah, this shade is beautiful. Actually, this is a beautiful shade. But these from Flower Beauty are just going to be so hydrating, so juicy. And I think those of you out there with dry skin are really going to appreciate this one from Flower Beauty. You can find this for about $10 on the Ulta Beauty website, and of course on the Flower Beauty website. Alright guys, so that wraps up today's video over the best cream blush for your skin type. Again, these are just suggestions based on what I have tried and what works for me and my normal to oily skin. Keep in mind, I don't have dry skin, but in using these products and seeing and feeling how hydrating and creamy they are, I am pretty confident that I am recommending some good ones for all of you out there. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what skin type you have and what type of cream blush you enjoy using. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water. Cheers. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.